Oh, yeah. Good morning. I forgot that I took out the alternator, so let's get that alternator. So, I got the old alternator right there, and say hi, Steve. Say hi to Steve. But yeah, so we're gonna get the new alternator. Steve is trying to trip me. So we're gonna get the new alternator. I tried on I think Sunday, and they're like, okay, we'll get one by Monday. Went on Monday, they're like, oh, sorry, that distributor didn't have an alternator. Try on Tuesday. So I went on Tuesday, and they're like, here's a new alternator. I spun it. It was making a weird noise because it was remanufactured. So it wasn't a, new alternator. So my friend over there was like, hey man, let me just order 2 alternators, and hopefully one of them's right, one of them's brand new, so you might have to pay a little bit extra, and another one's remanufactured, and we'll see which one is better. Driving the dad's Avalon today. Love this car, to be honest. Got the alternator all figured out, and yeah, off to AutoZone. And in classic FedEx fashion, the new alternator that was supposed to come to AutoZone isn't there yet. It's supposed to come in at 12. Who knows? FedEx stole 2 of my tires before a drift event, so don't ship with FedEx. Ship with the UPS. But anyway, yet again, the Miata fixing situation is delayed. So, personally, I don't know what to do other than just to wait. So, when you buy an old car, just expect parts to be either delayed or not working on delivery or whatever. Like, there was a remanufactured one, another one over here at AutoZone, and when you spin it, it was making noise. So sometimes new parts also break or remanufactured, whatever you call them. They're not as reliable as you think they are. So you gotta be patient with old cars and just buy brand new parts. That's it. So we finally got the new alternator after 3 bad remanufactured alternators. So let's finally put it in the Miata and get it started and running good. All right, so welcome back to the engine bay. The alternator goes here. Let's get to it. Again, make sure your battery is disconnected and protected so it doesn't spark or anything. And just like that, the alternator is almost there. There you go, slides right there. I'm gonna have to figure out how this thing works, but oh, it's gonna fall below if you let it. All right, so let me try to hold this there while getting the bolt that goes through it and the nut. Bolt is all the way through. Now I can put the nut on the other side. It's a tight fit, but you could just move the alternator like that. Make things a lot easier. Here's how the locking mechanism works. This long bolt right here helps adjust the tension, and this locking bolt that goes behind it locks it down. Very simple. I'm not a big fan of it personally, but it doesn't matter what I'm a big fan of. Just matters if it works or not. There you go. And the alternator is basically in. So now we're gonna plug it in from the left side, right here. Plug in both connections and tighten down the nut. And probably re-tighten it down later, because last time the ground nut was loose. So now let's get the belt on. All right, again, so the belt goes up and into the water pump pulley, or onto it like that, and then it goes behind the crank, and then move your thing all the way here, all the way, and it should just slip on right here. It's a little tight for some reason. Let's loosen this long bolt even more. So there you go. Still a little tight for some reason. Let's remove this long bolt like this. Just lift it up. Go all the way. And for some reason it's still too much that way. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it on the alternator first and then stretch it to get it on the crank. See if that works. Yep, it's seated on the crank right, it's seated on the alternator right, and it's seated on the water pump right. Now we could well, for some reason this is in a weird place now. I'm gonna take the long bolt out and then put it back in. There you go, finally got the long bolt out and back in, and the alternator belt in. So now we could finally tighten the tension, the long bolt first, and then get the strain gauge, or whatever it's called. Look at me, I'm dripping sweat. To see how tight the belt should be. Let's tighten this tension now. And so the belt tension gauge, I'm gonna put it up on the screen right now, calls for 10 kilograms worth, according to Google AI. So I'm gonna trust it. And it's gonna require a bunch of this, a bunch of tightening and testing. All right, so this thing is called a tension gauge, or whatever it's called for belts. It measures how tight you need to tighten your belts. So you could either put your fingers like this and press it in the middle of the two pulleys to see how much and see the thing come up. I'm not the best at explaining this, but let me just show you. So here's a ridge that you just rest on the side of it, and then the middle you put around the middle of the belt gauge, and then you click, you press down and you click, and you read right here where it intersects with the metal, the silver. So right now, it intersects below 10, so maybe 8 kilograms worth. Here's kilograms, here's pounds. Yep, so I gotta tighten it just a little bit more. Yep, a little bit more than 10, but with heat, it'll loosen up a little bit. So I'm gonna keep it right there, and I'm gonna try it just one more time just to make sure. So right in the middle of the gauges, around there. Yep, it's a little bit more than 10, so maybe 11 kilograms worth, if you could see it right here. Let me show you so you can read it. I don't think it'll focus. All right, so the belt tension is at the correct tension. It's at 10 kilograms. And I now need to, if you imagine, because I can't show you, tighten the locking bolt in the back, but a torque wrench would never fit in there. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna just stick this in here and tighten it till it's snug.
One eternity later.
Finally, some give, or some tightness. So just make it snug. So 16 foot-pounds. I just like to put 2 thumbs on it, push down. 2 thumbs on it, push down, and one more maybe. 2 more, maybe 1 more. There you go, that's snug. That ain't going nowhere. All right, and the bottom bolt with the nut, you gotta get a wrench and a torque wrench. That's 35 foot-pounds. There you go, finally. Can you give me back my wrench? Thank you. That's finally torqued. Took longer than I thought. So now the alternator side is fully torqued and fully ready. Now let's get started on the power steering side. In my opinion, the power steering side is a lot more simple. Fuck. I just realized we gotta do the entire process again for the AC. If we look down there, the AC belt right here is not fully on the pulley. Damn it. Let's do that again. I'm actually gonna do that real quick, and then I'll see y'all later. Well, that was annoying. Now finally onto the power steering side. Make sure this hole is lining up with this bolt, because remember last time we loosened it. And let's get to it. All right, this side should be easier, like I was saying last time before I got interrupted by my mistake. How does this go? Yeah, if I loosen it like this all the way, I should be able to get this belt on. Slip it on top, and my glove is stuck. Beautiful. There we go. Yep, there we go. All right, so now it's on here, it's on the crank, it's on that. Now, let's get this thing back on. So, yep, simple as that. We gotta tighten this thing first, and then lock everything down after. So, thank you to Miata Mods. Yep, that's the guy I'm watching to do all this stuff. So let's tighten this one first, and then check the gauge from there. All right, so now we could test the belt tension, and put it just right in the middle. Yep, way too loose, not even registering on the scale. Let's keep on doing it, let's keep on tightening it. And for some reason, on my Miata, I have to tighten this quite a bit. There you go. That might be a little too tight now. All right, so let's put this in the center, line up the hole or something. And now that is way too tight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's check it again. You put your finger in this hole like this. Put it in the center. Still way too tight. Still at like 22. Should be at like 10. And back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. So, how's your day, man? What are y'all doing? Eating on the toilet? I don't know if you're watching me on the toilet. That'd be weird. Yep. So the lowest is 10. If you could see it. I don't know if you can. But yeah, I think that should be good then. Now, I don't like to torque the locking bolt because I don't trust this 30-year-old bolt, so just tighten it until it's snug. There you go. These are both 12s. I forgot to even mention any bolt sizes, but most of them are 12 and 14. Bigger bolts are 14, of course. Smaller bolts are 12, so they ain't going nowhere. This one's 35 foot-pounds, this one's 35 foot-pounds, and they're both 14s. Let's do this one first since it's easily accessible. There you go, 35. And then this one requires a wrench on the back. They're both 14 mil, so let's put this one back here. Oh, and the mic is attached to the torque wrench. That's the problem with magnetic mics. They attach to literally everything. All right, let's do this one now. A little bit more. There we go. And that's it now. Now all you gotta do is put back that vacuum thingy right there. Do the radiator hose and do the air box. So yeah, the air box should go first, then the radiator hose, but let me do the vacuum thingy. This might be boring to y'all, so time lapse time. Now we could finally reconnect the battery and check the voltage with this thing. See if it's charging. So I'm pretty sure in every vehicle it's positive first. So let's do that. Positive first, tighten it up, and then like this. Okay. Put this cover on because that's important, and then put the negative on. So I don't know if it'll honk or not. I don't think this has a safety system. There you go, negative. Now tighten that thing. There you go, a little bit. Oh, and my mic is again connected to the thing. So check if they're loose or anything. Let's go and start the car. Look, you can see me dirty and sweating, but yeah. Let's fingers crossed and pray and let's hope that the car starts. I don't know why you're up here, but I'll be back. So if you remember, we did lose some coolant. So I'm just gonna let it burp out first. And it honestly doesn't seem bad. Look, coolant's still right there. So I might not have to fill it up. Everything's connected. Double check, double check. Pipes are on, that's on, this is on, clamps are on, this is on, not going anywhere. This is tightened, this is tightened, this is tightened, that's tightened. Alternator stuff is tightened. Oh, I forgot to tighten the bottom alternator bolt. See, that's why you double check. Finally, everything should be ready. Now let's double check again mentally to see. All right, so this is tight in, that's tight in, that's tight in. All the hoses are on, that's on. Bottom bolt for alternator is checked. Locking nut, long nut, bolt, whatever, checked. These all bolts, 1, 2, 3, 4, checked. I think we're good. Battery on, check. So let's start it. All right. Yeah, I think it's in neutral. Is it misfiring? Or maybe it's not charged up completely. Definitely misfiring. Oh. Still whistling, shit. All right, let's double check what's going on. All these coil plugs are good. This vacuum line's connected. This vacuum line's connected. This vacuum line's connected. This is okay, this is okay. This vacuum, whatever EGR thing, is connected. I have no clue. Let's try starting it again. Okay, runs a lot better. Let's check the voltage on the back. Still seems like it's whistling. 14, so it is charging correctly. 14 is good. Let's try the leads to leads. 14. Okay, it's charging well, so car is working with a brand new alternator. Do I know what's going on? Not anymore, sadly, but let's go to the front of the car and see if it's really, really whistling again. Smooth. Feels like it's knocking. It shouldn't be. Oil pressure's good. So I don't know what's going on. All right, oil pressure's at 60, as you can see. Let's close the door so stop making that noise. Sadly, still whistling. I have no idea. I have no idea what's up with it, to be honest. It's even a louder whistle. And I tested the alternator at AutoZone, and I spun it, and it didn't make any noise. It just made like a smooth bearing noise. So, can a water pump make that noise? Because when I took off that alternator belt, it didn't make a noise. Maybe it's a water pump. I have no idea. Comment down below. Please help. Honestly. I'm gonna try to drive this around and see what's next. See what to do next. So after driving it a little bit, it's still whistling, sadly. So here's the sound. I have no idea what it is. And you remember it stopped when we took the alternator belt off, so can't be the crank, it has to be the water pump. I don't know, so comment below. I'll see y'all next Sunday.